Hey everyone, I'm back. I've been gone for quite some time. Sorry, I forgot to start with hi. My name's Janessa. Welcome back to my happy place. My happy place has kind of been all over the place lately. I've been doing a lot of work, and I wanted to do a floss tube. I went on a cruise, and I was trying to do a floss tube between work and the cruise, but literally there was one day, so I didn't get that done. But I'm now back from my cruise. It was the most amazing thing ever, let me tell you. Anyway, I'm back from my cruise. I'm on day 2 of laundry, and I'm back to work tomorrow. So I'm gonna thought I'd try to sneak a quick floss tube in. It will probably be quite quick because it's been relatively busy here. When you work nights and then you try to pack to go on a cruise, and I've never been on a cruise before, so yes, I overpacked, but I guess, I don't know, I'd rather have it than not have it and need it. But now I know better because I will definitely be doing that again. It was a super great experience. My daughter and I went with my sister and her fiance and my nephew and his fiance, and then I took my daughter. She will be getting married next year in 2020. The cruise was for my nephew's high school graduation, so congratulations, Blake. Hallelujah, you made it. But other than that, it was a girls only trip. So my husband was not invited, and he stayed home and worked and supplied me with the funds to go on said trip. But we will be doing it again in 2021. It was so much fun. I had such an amazing time. I had never been out of the country before. So that was really eye-opening and not as scary as I thought it would be. We went to Roatan, which was amazing. We got to see these little monkeys, and they would just like jump on you, and oh my gosh, they were freaking darling. And great snorkeling there. And then we went to Belize, which we traveled with Norwegian cruise lines, and that was like one of their resorts. It was okay. I think I'd rather seen Belize, the country, than their resort. But what else did we do? We went to Costa Maya. We just shopped there. Thank heavens we didn't try to see any of the Mayan ruins because we probably would have died. It was so hot and humid. But anyhow, so we did shopping there. And then we went to Cozumel. And in Cozumel, we went to underground river that was recently discovered in 2006. So basically, it's a big series of caves and fresh water in the caves. So you have the stalactites coming down, the stalagmites going up from under the water. So you have to be careful not to trip. And this amazing, beautiful fresh water. Very, very clear, very, very cold. We had to wear wetsuits. And we were in there for an hour and a half. And they've only mapped... They say they've only been mapping it for 2 years. They are nowhere near finished. So anyhow, it was amazing, once of a lifetime to do with my daughter, and just a great time. So next will be with my husband. He's not been wanting to cruise, but which is another reason why he didn't go. But I told him, like, too bad, so sad. I think he was a little bit salty when we were getting ready to go. Like, he wanted to go, and then he wasn't able to go and not kind of invited to go. But anyhow, I'm going to take him next. We're going to go hopefully 2021. As most of you, anybody who's been watching know, I've got 2 weddings in 2020. So basically everything's going to be going to weddings for the rest of this year and all of next year. And then after that, we can do something for ourselves. Hopefully it'll be coming up. My husband kindly reminded me, because I don't do dates, that it will be coming up on our 25th wedding anniversary, which we went to Disney World for our honeymoon. And so when we were there, we're young and we're like, oh, on our 25th, we got to come back. Well, I don't know. Like, we had his, mine, and ours kids. So we've been married 25. We have done Disney a lot. And I know it's in Florida and it's different, but there's just more things to see, and I want to see more things. So hopefully he'll cooperate and we will go on a cruise, and it'll be amazing. So anyhow, I did not get much stitching done, so I have very little stitching to do. Right before my cruise, I did finally get my Me, Myself, and I trip, which I had been wanting to share with you guys. I took myself down to Hobby Lobby for the day. I have to drive about 3.5, 4 hours to Phoenix, because I don't live in Phoenix or a big town. So I drove down and I went to the attic and I went to Hobby Lobby. Excuse me. Woo. Pause there. Anyhow, and I just had a good time by myself, and I looked at my heart's content with nobody rushing me and saying, can we go yet? Are you done yet? You know, all that fun nonsense. So I have haul more than I actually have. Sorry, I got an itch. I came back with allergies or a cold or something, so I haven't actually been feeling great. On top of, I've got to go to work tomorrow and doing laundry and unpacking and all that yuckiness that comes from going on a trip. So anyhow, I have more haul than I actually have stitching. So I will show you my stitching first, because that'll be quick. I've talked before about, I'm a monogamous stitcher, and until I discovered project bags, and now I have project bags everywhere, but it's starting to kind of like wear me out personally, just because I like to stitch on one thing at a time, and now I have all these projects and I'm like, I'm never going to get anything done. And it's kind of like coming into my quilting side of my life too, where I can like look over here and I have like 2 quilts in progress, and I've got a third one that I kind of want to start today. I don't know. But anyway, I just don't feel like I do it well. One thing I did want to share was when we were in, where were we? I think we were in Belize, and I got this cute basket. This basket was sold. There was 2 sisters, and they made the baskets and they sold the baskets. So I am using it for my orts and my little trashes, because I thought it was such a cute basket, and it just smells like the grass that they used. Hold on. That could be my allergy. Jeez. But I thought, what would I use it for? And then I thought, oh, perfect, because then I can put the lid on, and then when it's full, I can just dump it, and life is good. So there's that. Now, while I was on the cruise, I wanted to take a project, because we did have 2 airplane rides, and we did have a couple days at seas. And although I did do some gambling, I'm not a huge fan of just giving my money away. Like, I never win anything. I don't even usually I don't even get up where I can win something and then lose it all again. I just throw my money away. So I'm just not a good gambler. I mean, really, all it is push the button, and I'm just no good at it. So I took cross stitching to do, because I'm not going to throw my money away. So I just took something small. I just took one, and I took my months that I've been doing the Country Cottage Needleworks months. Let's see. I took October with me. I don't know if you can see that. Super cute. And I finished it up here at the house last night. Frustratingly enough, because I was in a panic with all the packing, I forgot to pack any extra floss, so I actually ran out of this color right down here. It is just a DMC, and I knew I had it at the house, and of course nowhere to buy thread on a cruise ship. But anyway, so I got that finished. Got a couple more days coming up. I work 3 and then I'll have 4 off, so I'm going to try to get that finished so I can pop it up in October. And then I'll be starting in October. I'm going to do November. That's what I've decided. In the next month, I will finish. So in October, I'll do November. In November, I'll do December. And that way I can just pause on whatever I'm working on and focus on that, get it done, and move along. And then this one I've been working on for a while, and I really kind of stitched monogamously on this one when I did have time for stitching before we left. And it's a Jordan Preve, I don't know what it's called. I can't read it, but it's gnomes. This will be gifted to somebody. Their birthday's come and gone. They get it when they get it. It's just how it works when you're getting a crafty item for your birthday. But oh shoot, 1 second. I forgot I tucked my floss that I was working on up in there. Alrighty. So that's my progress on that. So it kind of goes by rows, and I just have the left row to do. It's so cute. It's really adorable. I may end up having to turn around and make myself one because it's just that cute. I'm stitching this one on 28 count Ren Lugana, and I really like the color Ren. Like, it's really hard to tell, but there is lots of modeling, and I'm super happy that once this is cut, I'll have this whole extra piece to do something else on. I don't know, I could probably fit another one of these on there if I wanted to turn around and stitch it again, which I probably don't want to do right away. But anyhow, so that's kind of all I've been stitching on. Not a ton. I did get myself a new craft light. When my flight landed, I'm like, we're going to Joann's before we come home. And I got magnifying. I got the OttLite magnifying light. You can make it a table or like a table light, or you can make it a floor light. So I put it together as a floor light last night, and then set it next to my couch where I stitch, and it's like over here, and I need it to be over here and down. And so my husband's helping. We were dragging this craft light around this way to the couch this way, and if I tuck it just so, I don't know, I don't need it for the 28 count. The light on it is amazing. I really want to stitch on 40 count, and so that's been my struggle, is trying to figure out how to find a comfortable magnifier so that I can. But while I was at the attic doing my Me, Myself, and I trip, I was talking to one of the ladies there about, I really want to like stitch on 40 count, and you know, you got to do what you can do. Like, obviously I'm in glasses, so if I can't see it, I can't see it. I mean, I just got to use what I can, you know, use and be comfortable with. But meanwhile, while I was there, I found Hickety Pickety, and super excited about this. I have started stitching it, or not stitching it, I started kitting it up and trying to find the threads. I am one thread away from getting it completely kitted up, and so far everybody except some Etsy owners have been out of the color I need, which I need nutmeg. But everybody's been out of it, and Etsy, like, I can find it on Etsy, but I kind of like get hung up where I'm paying more for shipping than I am the cost of a single thread that you could just throw in an envelope with a stamp. Like, come on. So I'm probably gonna have to get over it if I would like to stitch this anytime soon, but it's just a thing. It's a thing. Anyway, when I was talking to, sorry if I'm out of frame for a second, I'm looking. I must have already put it away, but anyway, when I was talking to the people that run the attic, she suggested trying, instead of going straight to 40 count, doing like a 36 count. I think it's a 36 count. And so we found one piece. They've been doing Schoolhouse. They were doing something called Schoolhouse. So once again, when I go down there, they're out of most of their fabrics, but we did find one piece that would work for this. I think I've already thrown it up into my stash. I try to keep everything out until I do my Flosstube so that I can share with you guys. But I think I must have put it away already, if I find it. But anyway, so I got Hickety Pickety. I just love it. I think, like, we don't even do Halloween here. My husband, he's anti-Halloween, but there are some really cute patterns, and so he is just gonna have to get over it. That's what I've decided. So I'm like putting him in there gently, like, because she's cute. Look, who has a rooster pulling a witch? It's hilarious. So I got that. And then of course thread, which I just was looking at this and I think I already have it, but that's okay, I'll have two. I got this to do a secret project for a secret somebody. Anyway, I've been having to order thread all over, some from Fat Quarter Shop. So I'll just pull this aside. I got beads and whatnots here, but let's see. I'm sorry, I'm kind of unorganized. I decided to do this last minute. My daughter's at work. The dogs are in the living room minding their business. And okay, so the other things I got from the attic. I have never done a hands across the sea sampler. Never. They are beautiful. They have a ton of them hanging on their walls down at the attic, so you can actually see them. They did not have this one. What drew me to this one was these little cats. My husband is a cat guy. I'm super not. I'm a dog girl. But so the cats were kind of cute. I thought he might appreciate it. He thinks I'm super talented. I'm not. But he, you know, I'll let him think it. It's okay. So anyway, so I got this one with the little cats. It's darling, but these come out really big, which is the whole other reason why I'd love to do 40 count. Because if I did this on a 28, it would like be my whole wall, I swear. They're really big. So I got that one. I got the snooty parrots because that just cracks me up. Like, I don't know, it's hard for me to get zoomed in here, but the parrots, I don't know, I don't even like birds, but I think I must have a thing for birds because I like to stitch birds. And the parrots have crowns on their heads, and I think that's funny. So I got the snooty parrot. The snooty. I tried to be good because I did have this cruise coming up. I would have liked to have been way more bad, but you know, you gotta have some restraint. So then, you know, then I had to kit up hickety pickety, and I can't just order thread because, like I said, I have an issue with like shipping costs. So when I ordered some threads, I went ahead and I got the rest of my Jack Frost, which I think this is stitched on, it's stitched on a 30 count. I'll probably do like, I don't know, maybe a little bit higher than 30 count, but it'll give me a good chance to kind of see how that works before I then try to jump to 40 count. So I'll probably start kitting this up too. Me and I'm a monogamous stitcher girl, kitting crap up. But anyway, so I got this one. I think is that it for them? That is it. So, this is just a fun little pumpkin quilt pattern. Super cute. I'm not going to stitch it anytime soon. I'm just adding it to my stash because that's what I do best. Of course, I got my boo. I need to find fabric for this. I haven't started any of them because I'm like, I got to order the fabric. And I like buying patterns, but I've decided that I am putting a damper on my pattern buying because I have a lot and I need to get some thread and I need to start getting fabric so I can get them done. So there's that. I found this, oh my gosh, look at this. Isn't that the cutest? Like, we don't do Halloween, yet here I am. So this is a lot of fun. I had seen this pattern we went to Missouri Star Quilt Company, and then I got done there, so my husband drove me. This is like our vacation when my son graduated this summer from West Point. We had driven over to a needlework store, and they had this stitched. So I've seen it stitched, but they were out of this pattern. So I found this pattern on Kitten Stitcher's site. She was doing a fundraiser for animals. Sorry, my dogs are about to go off. I have no idea why, and neither do they. They just like to bark. Anyway, they had it done. They didn't have the pattern. I found this on Kitten Stitcher's site. People had donated some patterns, and she was selling them to raise money for shelter pets. And like I said, I love dogs. And I mean, if I could have Snoopy's puppy farm and taking rescues, I would. That would be my husband's nightmare. I, however, would love it. So anyway, so I donated my money. And I picked up the pattern, and then I've been working again on kitting that up. So I had to get like some Krynic and, you know, more threads. It actually has beads. I have worked with beads. It's been a long time, so I have to figure that out. It also called for some buttons from the button company, which I've never used buttons on my cross stitch before. Like, I know it's a thing, but I've never done it. And so I got these. How cute are they? I don't know if you can see them. What? Anyway, their little brown one, that little brown one is a rat. And so you like sew it on and then you do like a backstitch tail. But look at I don't know if you can see, but the holes for like, I don't know how you, like, I just don't feel like my needles are going to fit in that hole. I'm sure there's somewhere a YouTube tutorial, or I can call these people and be like, what kind of needle do I need? Because they're really small holes. So that'll be a first. It's going to be a while before that gets started too, but I think I actually do have some fabric that'll work with that. So that's a plus. Then, you know, when you're sitting in the hotel and you're like waiting to go on your cruise and you're super excited, but you have to like sleep and you can't sleep because you're so excited. So what do? You browse. And so while I'm sitting in the hotel, I made myself another order. I'm terrible. But this is the funniest thing in the world. One of them, because apparently I have a lot of funny. It's a Halloween squirrel. For those of us who don't do Halloween, we all need a Halloween squirrel. But look, he is wearing a Dracula outfit. And she has like a tutu on, and I think like a little crown, and her little jack-o'-lantern, and he's giving out acorns. Yeah. So this was waiting for me when I got home. Because it's freaking cute. And I'm sure I've got something I can use to stitch him up. And then I've been wanting this one, and somebody else on Facebook finished it and stuff like that. Oh yeah, I must have. And so I went ahead and I ordered that little pink house. I don't know if anybody, if you can't see it, but it says, the loss of a father is much, the loss of a mother is more. The loss of Christ is such, no other can restore. But I like pink. And so that will be living in my house someday when I get more fabric and more thread. And then I saw this one. I think this is relatively new. I just don't keep up with things. I kind of do my own thing. Always have, always will. But so I got this one too because I really liked it. And a couple of these that I have really liked have actually sold out in the past. And so I'm like, I'm getting on that, and I'll put it away. And then when I get there, I get there. But this one says, let this great truth by all be understood, that all the pious duties which we owe our parents, friends, our country, and our God, the seeds of every virtue here below, from education first and early culture flow. But first is actually misspelled in her stitch, and it's from early, for education fist. So I don't know. I might fix it. Like, I don't want to. I get like keeping it how that child, you know, stitched it, or that person stitched it. But y'all don't live with my family, who will then point out this mistake over and over, and I will have to give this explanation over and over. So I haven't decided what I'm going to do with that. But anyway, so that's kind of it for me. I did do cross stitching on the cruise ship, and my daughter, she liked to say that I was letting my inner granny hang out, and I'm like, yes, I am. Thank you very much. So that is kind of all I have for you today. I'm going to be doing some sewing in my happy place before I go back to work, because I've got a scratchy throat. It's trying to settle in my lungs, and I've got to do something fun. So I'm going to try. Look, I got to show you this piece. I tried doing this before I left. It's a quilt kit. You make 3 of the same block, but in different sizes. For those of you who quilt, you will enjoy this. I trimmed it down. I do not know what happened, but pretty sure that's not gonna work. So my first goal today is to remake this block. And then I'll either, if I can get this remade and it works out, excuse me, I might keep going on this quilt. Otherwise, I think I'm going to start the one for my son and soon-to-be daughter-in-law. They wanted something lighter for summer. It's already cooling off up here. Like, I literally had to wear sweats all day yesterday, which was interesting coming from places where I thought it was going to like the humidity and the heat was just, I mean, it's hurricane season and it's their hot season. We did the Western Caribbean, but oh my gosh, it was humid. Like Texas has nothing on these people. I don't know how they live there. Like I was one big melted ice cream pop the whole time, but still so much fun. But anyway, so anyway, they wanted a quilt for summertime. I didn't get to it, but it's still calling my name. It'll be time for us to be putting our heavy quilts back on our bed soon. It's been like, I don't know if you can tell in here, it's a little overcast. It's windy. Our acorns are falling. Here we always say, like, once the oak leaves fall, then the first snow will fall. So usually we get our first snow sometime in October. Like, inevitably when I was taking, you know, because we didn't do Halloween, but I still took my kids trick-or-treating because I am all about begging for free candy. But I would take the kids trick-or-treating and inevitably we would get some snowflakes on Halloween. But usually the majority of our snow falls after Christmas. It just cools down quite a bit, but we definitely can get snowfall. I mean, I think we had it early last year. We had it mid-October last year. So anyway, it's about time for our heavy blankets, but I still think I want to start this summer one for them. So anyhow, that's what I will be doing today. I hope, I know it's the middle of the week. By the time this uploads, it could be the weekend. I don't know. But I hope, you know, during the week or during the weekend or whatever, that you get some time in your happy place. Hopefully, I will see you again much sooner than 5 weeks or whatever it's been now. And hopefully I'll have some stitching done and I'll at least have one that October, like fully finished. So anyhow, I will talk to y'all later. You guys have a great day. Spend at least half an hour in your happy place, unwind from work, get ready to go again, do it tomorrow. All right, talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.